once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love once again. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I'm chuckling at myself. See, again today, man, I was in this absence. I'll get into this. I learned some lessons that I hope to share again today. The lesson of be with love or be lost from love. Earlier today, I was feeling a little lost from love, and I found my way back. And as things were starting, man, holy cows, I was getting excited again. And it feels good to be loved, to find love, to believe that love is there for you. And where I have been in my own path and journey as a man, I've struggled. I know many others struggle too, but I've struggled to find love out there, right, in the world. And so where I've had to find it is just right in here. But today, I'm hoping, right, have a little fun today. Blessings and love, those walk hand in hand. So I'll drop the link here soon, and we'll invite people to join and be a blessing to the live stream. But truly, if you can accept this concept, who I am, this was the thought I was realizing again as I started. I present things, I speak, my tone comes through, I re-listen to myself, and sometimes my tone comes through as real sharp and authoritative, kind of commanding. It's a confidence that I feel. Truly. I'm working on softening me. But if who I am, I present things as facts, kind of following logic. That's what I'm referring to. I follow the patterns of logic, and what makes sense makes sense. It just resonates inside. And recognize truly, think these thoughts through for yourself, and you'll know them like I do. How blessings and love, they walk hand in hand. You find a blessing in your life, and you feel this love, this gratitude, this appreciation. And the other way around, when you find love and feel love, you find blessings, you share blessings. Blessings and love walk hand in hand. Where are you in relation to blessings and love? Sincerely, praise God. Praise God for the day, for all that was involved in creating the day and creating your consciousness of the day, the awareness of the day. See, yesterday, I was re-listening to some of my words yesterday, and it's true. God is everything. This is what I've accepted as a fact, and it makes sense to me. It feels right. God is everything. All is of God. Okay? All is of God, but how it shines and how it presents itself, that's individually determined, I guess. But the thought I had earlier was the idea of the Son of God, the perfect example of God's love through Jesus, and the stories of Jesus as the Son of God sent to the world for us to know. And he shined brightly, right? His wisdom, his example shined brilliantly throughout the ages. Let's walk in his light for the rest of our days. That's what the gospel is trying to teach us. The gospel and the messages of good news. It's that, you know what? There's been some misunderstandings with you and the world is not as it seems. But once you accept that God has it all under control, you can find a little bit of peace in yourself. And when you find a little bit of peace in yourself, who you are gets to grow greater than you used to be. This is my personal testimony. It happened to me. So when you find peace in yourself, you create space. Where'd that note go? You create space for the birth of the divine into the world, right? Because that's who you and I are. We're here to birth the new world through our activities, our choices, our creations, our influence. We're here to create the future. The future of your dreams is waiting for you to pursue, just as the future of your nightmares. You can sit back and watch it come true if you want. I don't want to. I see the nightmare that's happening in the world today of this political, economic theatrics. It's a sick joke that's been played on you and me for a long time. What I'm pointing at is the international banking scheme, the money system. See, the almighty dollar, it's nothing compared to God. So you might feel alone. You might feel financially insecure. You might feel hurt, whatever. Doesn't change the fact. There's a divine spark within you, and who you really are is just the same as me. I'm just a messenger of information into the world at this time. I'm tuning in to the thoughts and ideas that flow with me. Praise God. For God is. There's a divine spark within each of us, right? The spark of life. It's up to you to allow that spark of life to grow. God has given you the power, right? The power of life, the power of will, the power of creativity, the power of logic and reasoning. God has given you all these things, just like me. So let's not misuse what's been given here on earth. I'm talking about today, right? Let's not misuse today. For today is another day that we get to discover what is God going to bring us. And with that, I'm going to drop the link and I'm going to pray. Pray that peace and joy and blessings will join that which is. No, I've not received a phone call. I received a messenger, a Facebook message through the Messenger app. I was talking about it today. It's been a couple of weeks, and I replied. He saw the reply, and then I followed up, and I've heard nothing more. So it was a Facebook message. But this life we're living, man, praise God. Praise God for the day and all that the day may bring. Welcome back, Andy and Illumitami, Panelverse President.
Hello, brothers.
Oh, hey,
Peace
Jack, I
and
didn't
love.
see you there.
Can we be at peace today? It looks peaceful where you are.
Are you going to take the way I respond to your treatment and say that's my existence?
Say that it's your what? What did I say?
Are you going to take my response to how you treat me and say that's my existence?
I'm focused on improving my self-control and my patience and the way I reply and respond to people. That's what I'm focused on.
Focus harder.
That's what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping to surrender my will so that God's will may be with us. And I was praying earlier. I was praying earlier today, God, what do you want? What do you want me to do?
It's in that book.
You know what I got? God wants me to be. God wants me to be. So
Well, there's an aspect.
how do I want me to be?
Oh,
I want to be with love. Simple as that.
that's not. You can love and destroy things, still be with love. As a matter of fact, to destroy things, love will usually empower you to destroy things.
Love empowers us to transform, to overcome.
And prayer and God empowers that. Because prayer is not about a give me a thing. Prayer is about transforming a person. And when you pray and meditate and you're not incorporating that book, you're not getting the thing.
I can understand that.
Good.
I also know, I don't know. I trust that great things are happening.
I agree. I know that you don't know as well. Did you know whenever you say you're a logical person that there's different kinds of logic? There's like woman logic, there's drug addict logic, there's military logic, there's CEO logic. So logic doesn't equate to truth or facts. It's just the reasoning that someone uses in their context.
I disagree, and I'd like to explain.
Oh, you've got disagreements.
Yeah. True
Well, I can't team up.
17 months. Thank you very much. Golly geez, man.
I can't team up with someone that has disagreements, Jack.
Well, Tom, logic is, okay, logic is what we point at. The word logic, it points at the process of if then. Now, a drug addict or a woman or an alcoholic or whatever, they're going to have different variables in their logic, right? Have different meanings. What's that?
How would we describe, what word describes your logic?
My logic has been tested, and a lot of illogical things have occurred. This comment, logic equates to math. Math equates to truth. It all comes together. It is true. It all comes together, truly.
Not all truth is scripture.
Hey, real quick, there have been a few donations through Cash App, and based on the way people react, I've been reluctant to name anyone. But for those who have contributed to me recently, thank you sincerely. It is greatly appreciated. It's the world we live in, man.
Right, so that money is going to go toward like wars and stuff that they gave you. Cash App sends you a W-2 for your taxes, or a 1099, whatever it is.
Hey. Oh, okay. Anyway, we were discussing logic, but an update for me. Well, not yet. Nothing yet.
Nothing on this side. Hey, was it a phone call? Yeah, can you clear something up for me? And that which is, was it a phone call or a Facebook message?
With my son, it was a Facebook message.
Boom! Catch up, that which is. That which catches up.
Here's that which
is for last place and being aware of what's going
on. This statement from that which is, logic does not always apply to this realm. I want to disagree.
She's always swinging a miss.
I want to disagree, but the not always, right? That leaves more room for it to be truthful and factual. What I found for myself is there are things that happen that defy my understanding. to my appearance, it's illogical. I catch myself saying this often about how insane the world is.
Projection.
The
You've got
world.
you got no business saying that all these people are insane but you. That kind of like speaks for itself.
I can present the case why I say the things I do.
Right. I'm just gonna wait for like Hank or somebody to see if I can bounce off of them.
All right. That looks beautiful there, Tom.
Yeah,
that does look beautiful.
You don't.
What is it?
You look like shit. This looks beautiful. You look like shit. You should have went outdoors with me, Jack. You should have came down here and went outdoors. You'd probably be somewhere on the route to, I don't know, a thing. But I'm just saying, stop telling yourself you're improving since all this started, because I strongly disagree. I feel like you're reaching the point of no return.
Have you not noticed that I'm less reactive than I used to be?
You're twice as reactive, twice as tyrannical. You're becoming your daddy, for lack of better words. And the thing that triggers you most is the longest running friends, the most real people that are being with you. Because I've looped it time and time again. The help you need is not going to feel good. It's going to be a strenuous thing to go through, and you must keep going to get out the other side.
Tommy, there's partial truth to what you said, but you mentioned in a comment.
When's the last time I brought you calm?
Brought what?
When's the last time I brought you calm? It's
been a while, and you're certainly you're doing wonderful, and I appreciate it.
It was when you acknowledged for a moment that you could be somebody's entry into Dinner for Schmucks, and I told you there was a way out, that if you started from Dinner for Schmucks, you could come back and rebuild to the man you once were, and you were calm because it was truth. And ever since then, you've just fought and clawed to resist that and deny it. Because all I've done, I feel like I have to depart from some of these hosts, because with you, Flow State, Paul, all I'm doing is teaching you how to mask yourselves better. Like, the more I catch you up on your games, you just learn how to mask it better for the next person.
It's not accurate.
Oh, yeah. That's what you say. So says you. So you say, Jack.
Well, we can discuss it. I mean,
that's not accurate.
It's not a big deal.
Do you think we can discuss it, Jack?
I believe we can, at least if we try. If we both try, I'm confident, man. Because where two or three are gathered, there God is.
That's not. See, Rachel Wilson corrected you on that, and you never complied. That's why I don't agree that we can.
What is the correction that I should
go watch it? I played the Rachel Wilson thing. I made a show out of it. Go watch it again.
You were very.
Hey, and you know what?
You're bringing it down.
If Flow State, no, you brought that. You have like these 3 scriptures you rotate and you don't even use them correctly. But if Flow State can do anything for all of us, he's the one that can connect you to Andrew Wilson. And I think we need to make this happen. We need to make Jack Talcott, Andrew Wilson discussing his wife's behavior happen.
Agree. Unfortunately, I haven't.
Hit that bong. Cool, motherfucker.
Right. Unfortunately.
I thought I was muted. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately.
It wasn't a Slurpee, was
it? I haven't convinced Flow State to cooperate with me yet.
Oh, I fucking hate him. Bring him up here. I'll get him to get you with Andrew Wilson. It'll be a hoot.
He's not here yet. I don't know.
Do you disagree with Andrew Wilson, Jack?
In some things, many things.
He didn't know who Andrew Wilson was whenever he mod godded his wife and gave her the business, or thought the business.
Tommy, I knew who Andrew Wilson was. I didn't realize that was his wife, but I'd have probably done the same thing to him with the attitude.
Who knows who Andrew Wilson is and doesn't know who his wife is? They literally share the thumbnail most of the time.
I don't really watch him, dude. I've just tuned in on occasion.
You don't pick up as much as we think you pick up, you're saying.
Maybe not, but I also pick up far more than you think.
Now, see, that's contradictory. Just clip that.
That's Tommy, this is life. That's how life is. Things are
Oh,
and
you
are
got me.
not.
Oh, he wrecked me. He said this is life. I'm
It
so
is,
schooled.
Tommy. This is
Could
just
have
how
told
life
me.
is.
I thought I was just in a chimpanzee hallucination all this time.
Is there not a narrow path, right? The narrow path
you're
of truth. The narrow path of
no,
truth is going.
the narrow path is not truth, because truth can, a lot of things are truth. Not all truth is scripture.
God is the truth.
God is wrath. God is love. God is jealousy. God is a lot of things.
Well, God
God
is
is
everything
God did, no, he's not everything. He created
and
everything.
more.
Just because
Right.
he created the light and the dark doesn't mean that's a path to go be the dark. He set
So,
laws.
so you
And he
believe?
set words.
I'm sorry to
I'm
interrupt.
sorry, you're over talking me. Go ahead. No, I'm not letting you talk, Jack. Go ahead.
Tommy, thank you, and I'm sorry I did interrupt.
Just make sure when you talk, you're saying a thing and not giving me ammo to blast you in the future, because I've got a lot for everybody.
Okay. I'm following what you're saying, I believe. But what it sounds like to me is you believe we exist separate from God.
Well, we are individuals with free will, but none of us are detached from God until we're dead and find what that hell truly is. Even atheists right now are connected to God, and whenever they die, they'll find out the torment that it is to be to separate from God.
Well, we're here to learn to unite to God, because there really is no separation, Tommy. We just believe,
Yeah, there is death. In death, there's separation.
Tommy. In death, there's unification, because we go beyond the veils of time and space. We go into the eternal.
If we have Christ with us, yes. If we are God's people, yes. But not everybody is that.
Well, and that's where I'm realizing this is the time. It is time for people to seek to become, right? To follow him and his ways, because we are here to do the work and the will of God. God's will is for us to have love. I'm confident of this.
God's will be done. He'll be sure of that.
Yeah.
Like I said, the more you keep saying you don't know what he wants you to do and you're searching for what he wants to do, it's in that book that you argue with me about and have disagreements about. And you're still, and the way you offend me, and aren't my friend, is you backstage me and say, I think I'm an expert on that book. No, I wish I knew more than I did. But compared to you, yeah, you could say compared to you, I'm an expert on that book.
Well, I disagree, because you're
Well, it doesn't
understanding.
matter. So says you. So says you, Mr. Disagree. I score you every time, and nobody will contradict that. Nobody will challenge that. They're just scared to tell you that's what it is.
You have one-sided conversations. You argue, and then there's no resolve. Hey, welcome.
What's one-sided? Because you're getting your chance to talk. It's your channel.
Welcome, Frank. How you doing, man? Welcome back.
Doing good, my man. Thank you.
Yesterday, we had some great conversations, I felt. And you know what? In these live streams on this channel, I feel we've been doing better with the peaceful dialogues.
So you say.
Tommy, there's been improvement. You are in denial.
No, you feel like it's been better because you tyrannically silence the people that would challenge you. So the more you silence them, the better you think it's going.
Well, many who challenge me have no basis or foundation. They just disagree out of habit.
That's not accurate. That's not accurate.
Please explain where I'm wrong.
You either accept that whole library or you deny it, because you get shown how you're incorrect and you deny it and just read your 3 looping scriptures that are out of context. So no, you don't know that book. We all talked about how there's the clip of you saying you seek someone to teach you that book better, and you hate me for doing it.
Actually, Tom, I continue my education both on my own and through
You've
others.
covered what you say educate. When you say education, we all know what you're saying.
I learn.
Right.
I learn from
Then
other people.
why do we have to loop this stuff? Why are we looping if you learn? You don't change course. You don't
Tommy.
change your outlook.
Holy cows, dude. That is so you,
Step one.
man. Tom.
No, prove it. Prove it.
I've been changing.
Oh, you thought that you were going to destroy this community by encouraging this, that's you response. And you should have known by the way your daddy clung to it that it was garbage and it's burning these talks alive for you to settle on that's you. So you say, is that what you believe? And I'll flip it on you. I'll play that reverse no card every time if that's what you want to do.
I'm losing my patience with you because
You're
Dean
losing
is right. I tolerate the ridiculous too much. And Tommy,
how am I ridiculous? I'm challenging you, and you got nothing.
You're challenging.
But I'll stop. I'm waiting for certain people to get up here. I'll stop. Go with your delusions, Jack.
You really need to learn how to chill out, dude. Seriously.
You need to learn a lot of things.
Because here's something, a couple of notes I wrote down. Looking at the world today, man, it's so fucked. It is. Poverty, the way the world is being administered and run. God has given us everything we need. I don't know why we're letting this continue when
what does poverty matter? If people can acquire shelter, clothing, and food, what the fuck do you give about poverty? Because poverty can still be a glorious.
He wants to paint. That's manipulation. That's total agent of chaos, interrupting me to try and paint the picture that poverty is not a bad thing. Poverty is fucking cruel.
But Jack, if he wants to come on, just let him on. I think we can have a civil conversation.
He hasn't allowed a civil conversation because of the interruptions and he thinks his job on this earth is to challenge a man like me. He's not in his right mind. What's that?
I think we can handle that. That's when he comes back and let him on.
Well, where I was going with, look, my views on the world today, I see poverty as it's something we don't have to continue with. We don't have to continue enabling broken systems that reward a few selfish people at the expense of the hard work and dedication of a lot of others. And this obvious conclusion came to my mind looking at the world today and the theatrics of our U.S. government with a focus on profits. That's what they're focused on, focusing on the profits and the economy of America, because that's all that matters. Militarization is found. We find militarization in the pursuit of profits. Profits and the chase of profits leads to competition and wars. When we don't bring love into the equation, we go insane. That's the topic today. Be with love or be lost from love. And I meant to pull the book up, but I'll bring Tommy up. Maybe he remembers it. In the scripture, it says, Jesus says, it's written, do not kill.
You know me.
But he said, do not hate.
Dude, I screw everyone left and right. I mean, you already know that about me. No, you know that I am not religious as hell. But I want to hear Tommy's story. I think that it's cute how aggressive he is.
How do we end poverty and deny the U.S. economy while ending poverty?
Or apparently you seem to are the one that have those answers, so you tell me.
My answer is I am. No matter how much money I have in investments or the bank, I live in poverty on purpose. And it's fine. It's not a bad thing. Like, there is a way for people to get what they need regardless of what Jack is viewing as poverty.
Okay, but I am talking to you right now. So how do you? I mean, apparently you have enough money. Apparently you already live in poverty. So what is your definition of poverty? Is it emotional poverty? Is
Poverty
it financial poverty?
That's what I think Jack is talking about financial poverty. That's why I said, how do you
I am.
deny the economy? And
I,
then,
it's really simple. I am
but
talking to you right now. So I'm asking you, give me those
I
answers
say,
because you probably can.
I say, hold on, ask the question again then.
Really, do I need to repeat myself? You
Well,
were
we were
just
going off.
responding to Jack. Why can't you responding to me? I asked you, give me
Well,
those
you said
answers.
something about different types of poverty. What poverty are you talking about?
Well, what is your definition of poverty? Is it emotional poverty? Is it a financial
I
poverty?
think it would
What
be.
kind of poverty are you
I
talking
think it's
about?
just. I think it's a mind state, but I think Jack is talking about economic poverty.
No, dude, I am talking to you right now. Leave Jack out of this.
Right. So which poverty are you talking about?
I'm talking about the poverty that you guys were talking about, and I am asking you, give me
All
the
right.
definition
Then
of that poverty that
no
you were
matter
talking about.
no matter
Because it's a
what
broad variety,
my
isn't it?
no matter what amount of money or assets I have, I still live an impoverished lifestyle. And I don't think it's something, I think if we want to end it, that's up to each individual because each individual has their own outlook on their poverty or not poverty.
Are you financially wealthy? Or are you wealthy?
I've been wealthy a couple times and back again. I probably will be again with the new system
Then is
that
it
is coming in.
then is it financial poverty that you're complaining so much about?
I'm not complaining. Jack is.
No, Tommy's
I'm
promoting.
saying, I'm saying,
He's saying
I'm saying
poverty's
no
not
matter
bad.
how, yeah, that's up to the
So
individual
no,
because no matter how, no
Okay,
matter
hold on,
how well off,
dude. I'm
great
all game
conversations.
for a debate. No, but the thing
here,
is
No
that
matter,
you're doing the exact same. You're doing the exact same thing because you're deflecting right now. Because a second ago, or five
I'm
minutes
not
ago, you were
deflecting. I'm
saying that
trying
you're
to
still living
explain to
in
you what
poverty.
I'm saying.
No, hold on,
I do.
dude.
here.
I
In a
choose to
gentle
live on the
conversation,
street. I
Let me jump.
choose to live on the street.
in a gentle conversation, dude, we let each other talk. So if your debate is that good without interrupting me,
Oh,
then it
he's
shouldn't be
projecting.
that much of an issue, is it?
So
Let
you're
me
waiting
jump
for a
back in
3-word
here.
answer, and if I can't get it in 3 words, you're gonna cut back
Because
in.
it doesn't make sense because you already contradicted yourself like 5 times in a freaking goddamn sentence.
Explain.
Because you just said that you have poverty. I ask you what definition of
I said I live
poverty is. Is it
impoverished.
emotional poverty?
No
Exactly. That
matter
is the
how
answer
I
that I'm
am,
looking for. So you live through poverty. Do you have poverty
no
right
matter
now?
how.
Because you just asked Jack for solutions that you apparently do not
I
have,
didn't ask Jack
sir.
for solutions. He's asking us for solutions.
No, you're both
Oh, he's
you're
doing the
both
both of us are equally
trying.
the problem.
You're both trying, and you're both missing the mark.
I'm just
Okay.
trying to answer the question, but I didn't know I only get 5 words.
Well, Tom, you were trying to present the case to. First of all, you interrupted me when I brought up the word poverty in a bad light. You wanted to present the case, correct me if I didn't hear you right. You want to present the case that since you live impoverished by choice, that there's nothing wrong with poverty and it's an individual's problem. And I say you're wrong. We're all in this together.
Responsibility and accountability.
Tommy, we live in a world where people deny the fact that fellow neighbors, fellow people in the community sleep in the streets. That's fucking ignorance and stupidity.
I sleep in the street.
I know.
Do
And
you
you're
do you
ignorant
do it
and
by choice?
stupid.
So I'm stupid for sleeping out here with the least of us.
Tommy, no, you're
What
living
the fuck
your
does that
path.
even mean?
Jack, did you leave your house with a refrigerator full of food, cabinets full of food?
You know what?
No, hold on. No,
Frank, Frank, I'll throw you too. I took your
fuck did I do wrong?
suggestion. I took your suggestion against my better judgment. You started playing the game with him. And it's not accomplishing anything, dude. The guy will argue about everything. And let me stop, okay?
Because Jack, I think that you're a better man than that. I'm trying to do what?
You thought I was a better man than what? How did I fail, according to Frank?
No, you didn't. You didn't feel anything. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why you should let him have on and just have his tantrum, because you should know better, dude. You're the most chillest guy that I ever met.
Right. I also have a purpose,
dude. Within the few minutes that I've been on here, he apparently already triggered you so much that apparently I didn't really know. I asked him the definition of something, what he understood that poverty is, and now you want to suddenly kick me out? I mean, that's fine, my man, because apparently he triggered you so much that apparently within those 5 minutes of me trying to stick up for you, that you want to kick me out and kick me out.
That's interesting, Frank. You ignored my explanation, and then I just sat through your narrative. So your confusion is yours. You don't know what you did wrong. Right. You don't know what you did wrong, and I encourage you to try and understand my perspective. I don't know if you noticed, but I subtly tried to interject myself into the live stream. Mm-hmm. You didn't seem to care, Frank. Didn't seem to have any respect at all to share with me. You wanted to continue engaging with Tommy, and I don't find that healthy or helpful.
I was trying to understand where the discussion was coming from, and apparently it only agitated you more, and I am sorry for that.
It's all right, man. I want to communicate with Tommy. But he plays, this is what our ego minds do. The ego mind is the logical mind. It's the belief system of all the memories. Tommy's got all these memories and all these definitions he's seeing me through. He's not seeing me. We're here and now.
Because Jack, I think that you talk as we. And I know that you're an individual, obviously, is that you talk
Jack,
as we.
Did you just say the logical mind is the ego mind?
All right, listen, dipshit. Dude, you're going to let people goddamn talk. If you want to have a conversation.
Did Jack just say the logical mind is the ego mind?
Yeah. Dude, that is exactly, you're being fucking so exemplar. Because he says
so at the beginning of the stream,
that your ego mind and see that is the thing. So you're
when Jack
what
says
he's saying
Mr. Logical,
you're not letting
Mr. Ego.
No, because apparently you're being so insecure that you don't want to let anyone talk, and it's cute, to be honest. It doesn't prove your argument.
You both. I'm the one
it actually diffuses it.
Frank, that's the only way you're messing up is saying I'm the one that won't let people talk. Other than that, you've been fine. You're sharing your side, your outlook.
Then talk.
Okay, Jack, when you said the ego mind or the logical mind is the ego mind, then when you say you're Mr. Logic, you're basically telling us you're Mr. Ego.
I've surrendered my ego to the will of the Spirit. And the Spirit.
Then why is Illuma calmly wrecking your house?
Because that's what you choose to do. You choose to have
but
a
I'm
lack
logical,
of
but I'm logical.
Dude.
No, you're not. You're not thinking your thoughts through. You're arguing.
I'm thinking your thoughts through. No, I'm thinking your thoughts through. Mind. You said the logical mind is the ego mind, but you resist ego and say you're logical. Explain that. I explained it, and you ignored my explanation again because of your pattern of denial. Do you believe you've explained it?
Yep.
Frank, I brought him
Tommy,
back because
I know.
I thought
I
it was
will
what
handle
you
it.
wanted.
I will handle it. It is
I'll
fine. It is fine.
let Frank run your shit. Maybe
Tommy,
he could get you to DC. Oh, he
well,
cammed
Tommy,
up. Yeah, baby.
oh,
Let's do this. Come on, Frank. What you got?
dude, I fucking cam up all the time. I'm not sure what your problem is because
No, it's when
unlike
he cams off, you need to pay attention to.
okay, why is that?
Because that means he's
Because
he's damaged. He's hurt. He's retracting. His daddy was
well,
like
see,
that.
yeah, because that is really good, right? Because that's how you win an argument, attacking people, their family members.
No, it's biological. I'm not winning an argument. I'm just displaying truth and looking for the proper challenges I don't seem to find.
All right, so your activism is apparently only by interrupting people.
I'm not an activist, and I haven't interrupted you.
I'm pretty sure that you are, and you did interrupt
When
me,
I
like,
interrupt Jack,
times. There you
Jack, it's
go.
because we've got a 3-year conversation going on, and I'm tired of his loop, so I want to cut him off from him.
Because that is why you're doing it, right? Controversy. Because you are right.
Well, he's
Jack is
already
wrong.
been. No, we've already shown them to be like either wrong or contradictory, but he keeps saying them. But now
Then
I've never heard this logical mind is the ego mind. I've never heard that
then-
one out of him.
All right, then without any interruptions, tell me how Jack is. Because I have my own view of Jack. Let's see. Let's compare.
Jack likes to say what he's doing and how he is as if he's accusing all of us of being that.
All right. Why do you see him that way?
Because Jack used to ride this quote of the time for waiting on others is over while he's still looking for everybody to do things for him. And he doesn't very much do things himself.
So you're saying that Jack doesn't want unity? Because that's not the Jack that
No,
I
I
know.
think he wants unity. I think he wants a lot of good things, but he also wants to be hailed as the bringer of that while never really making any moves. Like he's got a problem with poverty and just walked away from everything he could have distributed to impoverished people.
So he's saying that to you because it offends you because you're living in poverty and on the streets right now. Or is that
No,
by choice?
I'm living in poverty. No, I chose this. And that's why I don't think it's this problem beyond what an individual wants for themselves.
Then why do you have so much hate for Jack? Really, I'm curious.
Because he treats me like shit and tries to talk for me, and he does a lot of suppression of sides. He cuts my tongue out. He cuts the viewer's ears off. I mean, if he was so what he says he is, he wouldn't have a problem with replying to what I say. And he does passive aggressive shit like that, like throws up his memes that don't apply. He threw that up for Rachel Wilson. Didn't apply.
Well, do you have to like everybody?
No, I say it would be stupid if we all liked everybody. Like, what kind of world would that be if you had to like and get along with everybody? Now, well, that's the kind of world I think I shoot for.
Does he still have you on? Does he still give you a voice?
I think he is because he's letting you have this conversation, but any other time, no, he wouldn't. And then he comes over to my place and he acts real like schmoozy, smiley. But when we get back over here, he's just a tyrant. And that's nobody I could trust to get behind.
Because I told him that, and trust me, I have only met Jack a couple of times. It's online, by the way. I think he's an amazing guy. I think he inspires a lot of people. You do not necessarily have to. Okay, because yeah, you're definitely not interrupting anyone.
A lot of people come in reading him as this nice guy that wants the best, and then when they get to know him, they realize, oh, that's like the front, you know? I've been here for 3 years, bro.
Well, that's really good for you. I've been here for 3 years too.
Man, I question that myself sometimes.
Whatever that means. Well, see, that is the thing.
Well, I guess I love Jack so much I've put in this long suffering for him.
Because you don't interrupt anybody, right? You're the only one that is right.
Is that the biggest problem? Is that the thing that would just make the world perfect for you if nobody ever kind of cut in like that?
Because you don't interrupt.
I admit I'm a little quick in the pocket. Oh, well, don't be a hypocrite about it.
Well,
and I appreciate you asking Jack to bring me back up.
Because it shows by your own words, by your own definition, by your own manners, and by your own hypocrisy, the kind of individual that you are. I think that it's kind of cute
what kind
that
of individual?
Well, by saying that you first of all that you don't interject anyone, I'm pretty sure that I gave you the
No,
floor to you. And
I'm
see,
not saying I
this is
don't.
not
I'm saying, is that what would make it perfect for you? Is if that never happened and you'd be straight?
Hey,
well, it depends. I mean,
maybe it would be helpful.
apparently.
Well, I was just
Go
going
ahead.
to say maybe it would be helpful if you guys each just openly, vocalize what you want from the other person, Jack and Tommy.
Well, in the past, I've said sometimes I interrupt because I see where they're going and I don't want them to waste their breath on a falsity that I could stop in its tracks. So it like saves time, gets us back to the point.
Okay, so you can predict the future.
No, I mean, Jack, like I said, Jack has kind of repeated some things. So when I see him go down those roads, I like to just save us that trouble because it can get us off track.
Because I'm pretty sure I just had an entire dialogue with you where you cut me off like 5 times.
So we're even.
Well, what does that have to do with even? I'm not Jack, am I?
But you were cutting me
So
off.
it shows. How was I cutting you off? Was I cutting you off because you were cutting me off? Because usually,
No,
I like to talk.
when I was trying to clarify the economic thing back when we were on the economic thing, I couldn't finish getting that narrowed down.
Then I apologize for that.
No need. But Jack, if you say the logical mind is the egoic mind, why would you stand up here and say you're Mr. Logic and then deny that and then say you're not Mr. Ego?
Tommy, I've explained this. Please listen so you can, and I'll answer questions to help you understand.
Good.
I've given my ego, surrendered my ego to God. Okay. So my logic and reasoning in the past, it kept me confused about God, and I was depressed and angry, and I was at war with the world. And it wasn't real. I was confused and in my head. But when I gave myself to God, stopped caring so much about what Jack wants or what Jack thinks, caring about what God might want and what God might think, my logic brought me to these conclusions, dude.
I know that your logic ego brought these confusions because we sit here after day watching you say what Jack wants and not what God wants. So I think you're confused.
Well, Tommy, what Jack wants, I've asked myself, what would God want? From what I've learned.
You don't have to ask yourself. That's where you messed up. You asked yourself what God wants. You told us already.
Can you just let him talk?
Thank you.
That's one of those. That's one of those things I referred to. We've been down this road
really
before.
don't give a rat's ass, dude.
I appreciate your efforts, Frank. Sincerely.
But it already said. No, now I understand. Why? And I, to be honest, I only needed to listen to the guy for 5 minutes. Is that he is just there, not for any intelligent debate. He is just here to harp on you.
Yes.
And you shouldn't get it. You shouldn't allow that. I mean, sure, you can have him on, but just control him. Because that is, he cannot. And Jack, to be honest, my man, what you feel that you sacrifice to God is your due diligence, and that you felt the need to help other people. It is not his call. He can agree with you all that you want. Who gives a shit?
Thank you, Frank. Tommy doesn't want to consider what I'm saying, because if he accepts what I'm saying, it turns out he was wrong. He's publicly said he views me as an enemy because he claims that I contradict the book that he cares about, right? I don't contradict the Bible. The Bible explained my life. Huh?
I contradicted all the time because I don't read it. Fucking no clue. No, but I see the concept, because for some it is more a life guide, and see, that is the thing about religion, is some people interpret it other ways than others, and see, that is where the acceptance is gone missing, because there's technically no wrong or right. except for the obvious, right? And me as a, I don't know, dude, I, I, I don't believe in anything. I mean, I live from time to time. I smoke a cigarette, drink my beer, do my drugs from time to time. I am fine. But for people like yourself that found religion, I totally get it as well because that is your life fuel. You have structure and guidance that actually helps you, and it's not always about, I don't know. See, like day to day livers like me, I don't give a shit. Of course, I give a shit if I die tomorrow. I think I wouldn't miss out, especially for all the pretty women's out there. I'm a single Pringle. Not kidding. But what I'm saying is that, there's always going to be controversy with people having a different interpretation about different things. And if you're going to make that a debate, then don't interject each other. That don't be a nuisance. And this guy, I think he has Tommy, if you're still here, my man, dude, I don't think necessarily that you're a bad guy. And I think that you're saying, all right, I think that you're saying that you decide to live in poverty because you actually have to live in poverty. I think that you're trying to make an escape for being in the living situation that you are in right now. That causes a lot of contradictory, that causes of you maybe being a little bit of jealous on the people of Jack, like Jack, because probably what you did is give your life to religion, hopefully in the hope that things get better, and apparently they didn't. And dude, I feel for you. If you need help, contact me. I will help you out. Pretty sure that Jack, if you approach him right, that he will help you too. But it's not only about reading a book; it's about acting out on it as well. It's about an understanding.
It's about putting it
There
into
are wise,
practice.
exactly.
Well,
It's not
and putting
not the law of attraction,
no, for me, I didn't as much find a religion as I found God. I found the truth of God through my studies of history and religion, and I became convinced that God is there, God is here, God is now, God is all time and everything, and we are no thing. So become no thing like God. Stop defining everything. Stop judging everything. Hate, this was my thought today in line with the topic. Be with love. For I truly trust, as I was trying to say earlier, when I was praying to God, what does God want me to do today? God wants me to be. So how do I want me to be? I want to be with love. What does it mean to be with love? It means to be whole. It means to be content. It means to be at peace. It means to be abundant wherever you are. And Tommy's doing good.
Do you feel at peace right now?
I truly do. I've been, and this is my focus, and Tommy's been a gift. I've been learning how to stay more patient, right, through the testing that he and others have offered to me. I feel I'm ready to move past the testing, and I'm seeking to find rewards, seeking to share rewards, because I trust rewards will come for those who, let's end wars. Let's bring peace to the world. Let's totally reform this world.
That and doesn't that start with small steps?
It started with
That's
me
kind of
over
fun.
7 years ago.
It's kind of funny that you said that. Of I know nothing, because in just other podcast I was just in, I used the line of Socrates. I know that I know nothing. That's the most wisest quote ever. Because if you don't know nothing, you don't know anything, and that keeps the world surprising, keeps the world beautiful.
That's the true beginning of wisdom. is realizing how little you know. In the greater scope of things, we don't know shit. We're guessing at a lot of things as we make our choices in life. We're all trying to figure this out as we go. The crazy thing is, the answers have always been there.
Mhm.
The wisdom from the ancient philosophers. They taught the same things, right? From the yogis to the philosophers to the Buddhas to the Christ, they were teaching the same things. Live righteously, live without fear, live with purpose, live with care. And swinging it back to not knowing, live with curiosity for sure. Hey, blessings to you, Arpol. Thank you.
You know, no, I love a good debate, but it needs to be good. It needs to go
Respectful.
somewhere. You know, exactly.
That's
I agree with you. I think that, and that not to diss Tommy, because I think there's a good person inside of Tommy, but I think that Tommy doesn't care to find out. He doesn't engage with the possibility truly in his mind that he could be wrong. He's not here to find out what the truth is. He's just here to get a rise out of you. If he's a troll.
Well, what if you're in Tommy's footsteps, though?
Well, Tommy, in my opinion, and I heard someone mention this the other day, and it totally resonated with me. I've already thought it before. I think that Tommy is hurting badly from his situation and is sort of projecting that outwards onto other people.
Exactly,
And I think that Tommy needs to assess. And I don't know Tommy. I have no idea what he's got. Like, this is just a surface level assumption, so don't hate me, Tommy. But I think that maybe the right path would be to just assess what success. If you feel like you're not successful, and that's where this hatred and anger is coming from, just clearly vocalize to yourself, or even write down what your idea of success is for yourself, and then set a bunch of steps that lead to that success or toward that success, and make sure that the steps are all small, easily achievable goals, and just knock them out one at a time and become closer and closer toward that goal. And the closer you get, the less of this anger and hatred you'll feel.
Because he said something interesting, right? Is that he had financial success before, and he will gain it again in the future. So I asked him, "What is your current situation?" And he said that he deliberately, and I think that is kind of deflecting. And Tommy, much love, is that you say that you will have it again, so you miss it. So that means that it's not a choice. It's not by choice being on the streets. And I think, my man, I think a lot of people actually care about you. That's why Jack, for example, is giving you a platform.
why I'm
I've been
sharing.
in your shoes.
Maybe.
Hey, in fairness, we've been talking about Tommy. He's been waiting. I'll bring him back up. It seems
All right.
fair.
Oh, thank you, Führer Talcott. Start from scratch, faggots. Because the only thing that pisses me off is getting left in the back while y'all go on with your very funny retardation. Andy,
Yeah.
why would you say that shit? You fucking retard.
Oh, okay. Well, so what
I'm
specifically are
being
you referring
honest
to?
with all of you. When Jack puts me in the back, you just do your little narrative. Yes, I've been to the top and back again. I choose to live outside with the least of these because I'm doing what Jack sits here and pretends to do. I understand what Jack wants to understand, and he doesn't realize he's not going to like it. He's not of this. He's of the world. Now, please,
Yeah, I don't
hit me with
I
something.
don't see.
I'm willing to answer anything you guys have talked about. I can't sit back there and remember all of it. But anybody that says thank you, Arpol, is not on the path.
Yeah. I just don't see.
Well,
I don't see anything that you say to Jack to be.
Listen,
more
Jack
than
is
happy.
my alleged friend of 3 years, and he's an asshole.
Yeah.
And, okay, so
I mean,
he's your
I'll
friend.
respond
He's an
whenever you give me
asshole?
time
How
to.
does that work?
Now, Frank, I have a channel just as good as Jack's. He bought a few subs under a previous producer, but as far as view count, we supplement each other. Like back whenever his daddy was around, we're all this cycle of things. So I
Okay,
see
so
my interactions with Jack as part of the success of my own channel. But on my channel, I don't get backstaged, and neither does Jack. That's the difference.
okay,
Now,
so
Frank,
you think
yes,
that you're
I've
better?
been.
I get booted. Are you kidding me?
You're
You don't.
lying.
You boot me. The last time I was there,
Show
it was
the
just
receipts.
quick.
Show the receipts. Show that. No, you
Oh,
quit.
so you think
Yeah,
that you're better than Jack?
act on question. Did you see today's contradiction or Talcott contradiction? There's a lot coming, Jack. But Frank, when you say, "Oh, I know I'll be it again," and I'm projecting, no, this is my last chance to ever be out here. Well, I guess I won't say it's my last chance because I can always choose this. But I want to be comfortable in this because I see people that are. I'm helping the people that want out, and I want to be ready for this when they require a mark to buy and sell. I'm
Oh, so the
reconnecting
only
with
thing
my
that you care
God.
about is financials.
Even though, what?
So the only thing that you care about, then, since you apparently consider yourself Jesus Christ by now, that you can help so many people by apparently
No,
being financial.
I help the people that Jesus leads me to, like that beautiful fentanyl angel that everybody saw recently.
So see, the thing
I'm
is that you're
praying that I see
attacking.
her. I'm praying that I see her again because my channel is behind me, that we can do something for her because she doesn't need to be out here. Now, answer my question, Jack. Did you walk away from a kitchen full of food while you claim to do these things? I just want to know if you did.
Dude, I don't think that Jack is going to have you longer on just because you're
Oh, I know he's not.
attacking.
And that's still as much value to everyone as if I'd stay up here and keep going. You don't get it yet, Frank, but you will.
Well, dude,
That's
I've freaking interviewed Jack before. I think he's an amazing guy.
Probably not.
To be honest, about a few minutes that I have known you, I think that you're extremely aggressive.
How many
You know,
times
I
have
think
you
that
interviewed him?
Oh, dude, once. Do I need to fucking interview fucking
Okay,
people? I've been on his
going
channel
at it
several
for
times.
3 years. I've been going at it with him for 3 years, and you've interviewed him once. Great job, Frank. Frank, I've got
Because you're
no
not feeling
delusions.
entitled at all, right?
I got no delusions that my first impression is a bad taste in the mouth, but that's why Paul's children and various unslaved and Talcottians, they're all my people now because they like truth and they come to truth.
Then what is your truth,
And that
brother?
first segment of the show where I was just giving Jack stuff he can't reply to, that wasn't me talking. That's the Holy Spirit working
It was
through me.
somebody else. All right, Jesus. Well, I'm pretty sure Jesus wasn't bald, but
I
you tell me, shout it out the roof. What is your truth?
My truth is that KJV Bible.
And how does that work? Is it like a special sign by Jesus?
Why the KJV?
It is the word of God given to us.
Your way
all
is
the
the
questions,
only way, right?
No, Jesus's way is the only way. And all the questions Jack has are answered in that book that he claims to understand. So why would he have those questions?
Well, if Jack feels that he is understanding it, then why do you question it? Because I'm pretty sure that you're
Because when I challenge that he doesn't understand it, he boots me out of here because I'm trying to help him understand it.
You claim I don't understand it. You don't seek to
No,
know what I understand.
You show us that you don't understand it. All you got is love, 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 and there's a lot more to those 66 books than that.
Right.
Okay, so you know all the
Psalms. You denied King David's Psalms because he's the greatest warrior general of armies in the history of man, and you say he's a murderer.
No, well, he was a warrior.
I'm denying that with the time you did it.
Tom, I agree. What I'm saying is you take that out of context. You take parts of the Bible out of context to justify your inappropriate
You got
behavior.
3 verses you rotate out of context, and even Mrs. Wilson showed you that. And you're trying to say that's me.
You're a symptom
Tom,
of
Jack, sorry for interjecting you, but I'm really trying to understand where all this freaking anger is coming from. Because, dude,
for
you're
3 years of this
look at you.
Look, Frank, you're
Then
not the
why
first person to come up and say,
why-
Jack, I'm going to back this guy. And Jack will let you because he won't tell you it's been 3 years of me wrecking his confusion.
To be honest, I do
brother.
not give a shit because you have this anger that you seem to know it all.
So,
And
no,
I am
Jack
asking
has
you,
the
what
anger
makes you
that's
right?
masking it. The Bible.
What are you trying to
Word of God.
achieve?
What are you exactly? What are you trying to achieve?
Long ago, I sat on Jack's panel and he said he's looking for people to help him better understand the Bible, and he's fought me on it ever since.
You haven't
Yeah.
done what you're saying.
Because maybe
Because you're not
I can
listening
see
and
why it is
understanding.
me.
You're just thinking you can say it because you sit and think thoughts and think that that's the way of God. Oh, I got the
Okay, but
talkie hands. I
there's
can
no-
do it. Deflect. I was defense
Hold on,
against your
hold on,
talkie
hold on.
hands with dumb talkie hands.
So what? Oh, damn it, Jack.
Thank you.
Oh, I
Thank
think
you.
in the spirit of what Tommy wanted, we should stop talking about him.
No, but see,
Okay,
the
there he
thing
is.
is,
Yeah, let's talk about if the egoic mind and the logical mind is the same thing, then why is
Hey.
Jack Mr. Logic?
dude, you really think that you're always right, don't you? You're such an entitled
Okay,
little
then
goddamn
if you want
twat.
to end poverty, why do you deny the U.S. economy? We can go back to that.
Dude, I fucking just asked you about that, and you gave me fucking
I'm
stuttering
asking
words.
Jack. I don't care what you say, Frank. You don't like me. I'm asking Jack because he's the one
Dude,
that
I
said
don't
it.
get.
Oh, is
I
this
never
the
said
Frank
that
show?
I dislike you.
Tell you what.
Well, you've said
It is
so many
now.
things, Frank.
Congratulations on the membership, Tommy. I think it's time to move
I
on.
don't know what you're talking about. I can't see the screen because I'm sitting here looking at the phone. I don't know what it says because you throw up a lot of stuff I don't bother reading. You don't have the track history of what comments you share.
Congratulations on the memberships. You received a Jack Talcott membership, Uluma Tommy. I'd like to thank you.
Well, that's because I can only chat if I'm subscribed. So I'll unsub right now. I'm only
Because you got
subbed
a free
because you're
membership.
cuck enough to say you're like OTW right now, who's challenging your time slot. You're cuck enough to say you can only chat here if you're subbed, and then those
Holy
people still
cow.
express your fucking chat. So I'll
Dude,
unsub as soon as I'm on here. I'll unsub. I'll never sub again.
All right. I love
So-
you. I'm going to
And
let
what's
Tommy
the big
take
deal
his
about
membership.
Hold on,
membership?
hold on.
What's the big
Let
deal
me
about
ask one more
membership?
question.
You got
Let me ask one more
bougie?
question. Tommy, listen, my man. Why are you right?
I ain't your
And
man,
why?
faggot.
All right. Because you believe in God, right? Why
Yep.
do you believe? Why do you believe that you are right and that Jack is wrong?
Because I have the word of the Bible, which is the last word we get from God. He no longer talks to people through bushes or interacts the way he did in the past, because that's all we get until he sends his son to return to smite down these antichrists and soil his snow white robes with blood. And Jack, whenever Sanity Machine said that the Bible says
I'm pretty sure that I
snow
asked you
no,
that
his
question.
robes are white as snow, not his skin. It didn't say his skin are white as snow. It says his robes are, and you didn't correct him because you don't know what you're talking about.
But
Fuck
dude,
Arpole.
I
You
think
don't
that
know
I'm
how many
pretty sure that
times
I asked you the question.
and Paul is daddy.
Tom Unslaved. Praise God. Thank you, Arpole.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, that's his daddy. Because Arpole would come over and cuck to me if I made a physical.
Tom, Frank was trying to have a conversation with you, and you ran off once again.
So were you, and you turned your camera off. I was trying to have a conversation with you, and you threw Frank in here.
You asked me a question, and then
Dude,
I never even got to
voluntarily.
respond to you. You cut me off immediately. You asked me a question and then cut me off immediately.
You want me to fire one up for you? I'll fire one up for you right now. We can do this cordially.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, what's your
King,
dispute?
chill the fuck down.
What's your dispute? What is your problem? You're the one that came in angry at me.
No, I'm angry at you because you're like all these cucks that sit up here and you know I've known Jack for 3 years and you just try and describe me and then say, well, but I don't know him, though. You don't know Jack. It'll only be a matter of time until you're like, Tom, I'm sorry I took up for that fucking loser.
Yeah, I think that it's important to point out that I prefaced what I was saying by including the fact that I could be wrong because I don't know your situation. But on the surface level, that's what it seems like.
If you don't know my situation and you don't know Jack's situation, you don't know how long we've done this, just need to STF you and listen and lurk more. Maybe you're the one
Yeah.
Cam seeking, Mike seeking.
I
But I
think it's
like your
okay to give
input.
us.
I like to be challenged by you, Andy. I'm jealous of Jack getting the pushback that I give. I want this pushback on my channel.
Go
What
fire one.
pushback
Do
do you
you
want?
envy him
I'll
because of
give you
that?
pushback.
I
I'll
want to
give
be
you pushback.
sharpened. I want iron to sharpen iron. Jack doesn't want to be
You know,
sharpened.
listen, go fire one up, Tom, please.
I
I'll
wonder.
give
I,
you
I
pushback,
wonder how
Tommy.
much.
If you want
I
pushback, we
really
can
wonder
have
how
that
much pain that
conversation.
guy had today. Jeez.
It was pointed out in the chat. The whole stream again has been about Illumitomi. Totally derail any productive conversation. That's an agent of chaos. Okay? And our world, our society is filled with a lot of agents of chaos. They don't realize the role that they're playing. Tommy thinks he's doing the right thing because that's what he's told himself over and over for the past 3 years.
I didn't realize until today that it had been
right?
3 years.
Do you
What's
know
that?
Tommy for a few years, Jack?
Apparently, I've been doing this for a long time, like 3 years. Yeah. And that's
What did you do to? What did you do to upset the guy?
he's come up with a whole bunch of things. He felt betrayed because he accused me of forgetting something personal he shared with me. But
That's horrible.
well, and
You should go to hell for that.
Well, it's been unforgivable. But this has been my path. A lot of people have misunderstood me. And then they want to fight against me as I try to find peace. Tommy's an example.
I think that after 3 years of that sort of, after 3 years of dealing with this, it should be very clear to you that it's not going anywhere. He's counterproductive to whatever you're trying to achieve.
He is. But he's a part of my path. And this is where I was at earlier today, in the live stream over the past week. I think we have had better conversations. And even today, I saw the effort. I recognize and appreciate, but this has been going on a long time. And it really is. It's incumbent upon me to kick him away. Yeah. People who show they can't be trusted lose their place with me. And I think Tommy has shown I can't trust him. He's all about being against me. And the same with this Golden Renaissance guy too, man. What a clown.
Oh, by the way, Kara is one of my members. She I'm not sure if she can, but she last time that I was up here. She really wanted to join. So I'm not sure. Hold on. Kara is lovely.
Welcome. I appreciate it. Hey, wonderful. Another well-mannered, wise man. Welcome back, Truth or Cop.
So you took my wrench. Why, Jack? Do you even remember why?
Yeah.
I didn't even use it for anything. What did I do? What?
You didn't use it for anything?
I haven't used. No, not since you gave it back. I've not done anything except for one person kept getting blocked, and I unblocked them.
Maybe it was the way you were misrepresenting me elsewhere. And to me in text, you clearly showed you have no loyalty to me. So
Jack,
take a hike.
Oh my God.
Well, you want to show me how you are. You want to act like a bitch? I'll treat you like a bitch, man. So
I'm acting like a bitch, Jack.
Should I bring up the texts?
If you want. Up to you.
I don't want.
The one where I sent you a video and you're like, why did you send me a video? Oh my God, somebody's thinking about me to send me a video. There must be a malicious reason behind it. That's your insecurities, Jack. We can review your insecurities.
Again, that's the narrative you keep looping on. And I've explained it to you. I asked you to help me understand. Why do you think I should spend my time looking at this? You,
Jack, because I send videos to people I think I'm
I
like, oh,
don't
this is
care.
somebody I care about.
Hear
I'm going to
me
share
out.
a video with
Hear
them.
me
And
out.
now it's malicious.
Hear me out. Please. You don't respect your time or mine. That's why I know I can't trust you.
No, but
So I
how
ask
do I
you
not
to
respect my
explain
time? What are you
yourself.
talking about?
Oh, it's clear, dude. When you want to know, you'll look at yourself, or feel free to ask me. We've got another
Jack,
guest.
I've been.
Thank you for stopping by. Welcome, Barbara. How are you today?
Hey, Barb.
Hello.
Hey,
Barb.
hey, Frank.
Hey, Barb.
Well,
Barbara's from my community. She's lovely.
I appreciate it. Welcome.
I'm not sure what she's doing. She is technologically, she doesn't know what she's doing, but I would just let her on here anyways. I didn't give her the link, by the way, so that's not on me. But Barb is lovely. I advocate for Barb. Barb as her granddaughter Emma missing, and she's really religious. She's like my second mom, only way stricter. Nah, kidding. Barb is lovely.
I'm sorry. I want to come back.
Barb, I'm not sure.
Here. Chuckles here for the laughs. I explained everything I sent to you. So your narrative has been that I forced my stuff. I forced things onto you by sending you a text. That was your claim. Okay. But in everything I shared with you, I offered explanations. This is the thing. You've been another one, just like Tommy, been in my life for many years, and you haven't listened. You haven't bothered to understand that you've been wrong. Oh, hey, here's another one. And Barbara may be having technical difficulties. I saw she was in the car, but she pops back. Welcome, Margot.
Hi, Jack.
What brings you up today?
I am upset with you.
Okay.
How you treated Chuck yesterday was despicable. He is a man that has cared for you, has tried to help you, has been honest with you. And you, the way you treated him as a human being, is that your true character? Because if that is your true character, then I have been mistaken in thinking that you were a kind and honest man. That's all I have to say. Have a nice day.
Be well. Your narrative is your opinion. You should look at yourself as well, Miss Margot, for cruelty and unreasonable behavior. But hey, yeah, she loves to enable those who oppose me. It's fascinating how many of those I found. Welcome to you,
Kara.
Kara.
It's Kara. Hey.
Welcome. Blessings to you.
You too. Thank you.
She wanted to join last time.
Oh, well, perfect. There's a divine timing to everything. This is what I've realized. I've been learning to trust in that. That's what's been allowing me to find peace in the midst of the turmoil, in the midst of the uncertainty.
So you have religion. I use beer. It's fine.
I used to. And then I found better ways, truly. And I found a new life once I started breaking away from my old attachments. The routines of this world, right? The commercial world teaches us, oh, go drink yourself silly. It's all right. Go light up, right? The tobacco, all the propaganda, all the misleading information in our medias. Brothers and sisters, the Bible wasn't lying when it said this is the world, the devil's world. It's been run and manipulated through lies, fear, and secrets.
But Jack, isn't it all about how you feel at the moment. I mean, if you're condoning yourself and you can actually are fine with yourself, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
That's the goal, is to be at peace with yourself, but momentarily, because we don't want to get comfortable in stagnation, right? We don't want to dig ourselves into these prisons of comfort zones and routines. I used to be
But
attached.
Sorry,
Go
didn't mean
ahead.
to interrupt you.
No, all right.
Well, isn't it life is always up and down, right? We get challenges, we get either virtue or not virtue. It's kind of like uh up or, just as I said, up or down. That's how we learn, that's how we get wisdom, a life experience. And in my personal opinion, it doesn't matter if you're religious or not. Just if everybody lives their lives, I'm completely fine. I'm fine with it. You don't bother me, I don't bother you. Well, now I'm bothering you, obviously. So must have some contradictory right there. No, but the thing is that we can, I guess, well, not pretend, because I know that you have good intentions. Kara has good intentions. Everybody has good intentions. But the thing is that how comfortable do you feel in your own skin to project your life to somebody else? And if you feel comfortable with that, then sure, go for it. As long as it doesn't become a cult. As long as you don't become all Waco, then it's fine, right? But that is the thing. Everybody has, that's the beauty of life. That's the beauty of our creatures, is that we all have a different personality. But then again, humans are really predictable, but we all have different personalities. So it all depends how you got raised. And I know that we all
Sure.
have different personalities. So it depends on what you preach that people can resonate with based on their past.
A lot of it is based on life experiences. And I want to say something to you were talking about religion. So for me, it's not, I'm a Christian. It's not about religion. It's about relationship. And so it's whatever your relationship is to. So I still smoke. I don't like it. I don't want to, but I have a relationship with this cigarette that I'm smoking actually right now. So
How many exes do
just
you
like,
got?
so but as far as God goes, it's not about religion. It's about the relationship with Jesus. It's not about the religious aspect of it. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's what I view. What we are is a relationship in so many dimensions, so many aspects. That's what makes life, is relationships. Um, God is love. Love is a relationship, right? That concept of love. It's through a relationship, and we want a relationship with God. God is all that is. So that includes the world, that includes our enemies, that includes everything we know and don't know.
Frank's in deep
you
thought.
know, Jack. Jack, that can already piss a lot of people off, rightfully so, by saying that. See, it's your own life experience, and thus you saying that God is all. That might piss people off because, see, it is your interpretation. Yeah, you speak for we. Do you understand? Not necessarily. I am not necessarily influenced by that, nor pissed off by it. Well, I guess kind of. Otherwise, I wouldn't react to it. But the thing is that that just your interpretation on how you see your religion does not necessarily resonate. You might feel the same way, but just because you label something, it does not necessarily mean that I don't believe in anything. I mean, God, if God does exist, he did a good job brewing beer. We're proud of him. But the thing that I'm saying is, if you're saying we instead of I want to learn. I want to learn. That's why I interviewed last time. I freaking wish that I could interview a lot more times. But I want to learn about you. I think it is more interesting. And sure, I get it. we as a society, but I want to learn how you got over things because I think that is way more influential and way less misinterpreted by some people than saying, we need to do this, we need to do that. I'm not saying that you're doing that, but just in general. That's what we were talking about last time, right? I think we had an amazing interview last time. Unfortunately, it's gone, and I guess we need to do another one because I have a new channel. It is more about since you had your own struggles. Is it fair to say that you talk about your own struggles and that people could reflect that are in similar scenarios that they can learn from that?
That's my hope. I'm open about my story because it's kind of unbelievable, but I think there's a greater purpose for me and the things that have happened. To live without fear. In this world where you can buy everything, even words and slogans, somehow that wasn't sold. Somehow a guy with no marketing experience, no idea of that, says, hey, let me see about this way of living, live without fear. And I trademarked the message. I invested in the brand. I had ideas of building a team, building a community, building a movement, doing something good in this world, right? I thought I'd be supported and well received.
Well,
apparently I had a lot of work to do. Sorry. What?
I think Kara can tell you an interesting story, not only about why I advocate for her, but also her own story with belief. And I think that was a really interesting story. I'm a really skeptical guy, always have been, and therefore I want to thank you for having me on, anyways, and not silencing my voice just because I'm skeptical. To be honest, Jack, I've already told you that I'm my own worst critic, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to listen to you or anything else. It just goes one ear in and one ear out when it comes to religion, because I get the concept. And I think that is more valuable to me, that I see you as a human being instead of, I don't know, a Muppet. And that is where my advocacy comes in, because I'm a really passionate guy. I got pissed off at times as well. But it does not necessarily have to do with like me understanding a religion or whatever, but it is about the life experience and what you can tolerate from people. Why do people act a certain way? I have my opinion on that. I have a decent understanding of that. And I think Tommy, that was just in here as well, thinks he knows it all. But just as that line that I was saying with Socrates is that I know nothing. Because if you think that you know it all, that is where that Dunning-Kruger effect comes in, that you know exactly nothing. And that is maybe why people get angry. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'd offer, we don't want to deny what we know. Because the question you asked, what did I do? I trained myself how to accept the painful, to accept the bitter, ugly truth. And once I accept the truth, then I no longer have to fight it. I no longer have to resist it. And I found that it's only in my resistance to what I know that causes me pain and grief and hate in my heart. And I don't want to feel hate. I don't want to feel shame and guilt. I want my heart to be filled with love. You know what? It is magic. Bringing people together to talk. Communication in our species. Man, children have not been taught, not properly. It's clear in the state of our world today that other people's children were not raised very well. We got a lot of selfish and confused, a lot of angry and bitter people in this world. It's a fact. So what do? Be like that? Hell no. I wanted to be more like Jesus my whole life, and I didn't know how. I think God found me. I think I found a path. It's through surrender. It's through the eternal teachings that have been, right? Seize the day. You live once. You live today. This whole life is a trip. It's for us. We've lost our appreciation because mankind has lost its connection to each other, connection to nature. We've lost our connection to the truth. Why? Because we live in a society that's commercialized life. Life has more value than money. That's what I want to communicate to the men and women of Congress and Donald Trump. Slightly.
You have a lot of passion. I really admire that about you.
I'm all in. When I invested in that Live Without Fear, I knew I had to embody it. And faith was one of my prayers. I prayed long ago when I learned that you can manifest things into your life. I prayed for faith. Brothers and sisters, be careful what you ask for, because it'll be given. But in order to have faith, you must experience reasons for faith. And in my gentle way, my life has been very gentle. I've been blessed. I found myself losing everyone and everything I cared about. They pushed me away. So that told me, I guess it's time to move on. So I moved on to a new place, and I'm doing what I can to try and establish connections again. But it's been tough, man. Because we live in a world where people enable fears and everyone's afraid. You know, it's even seldom that I get to talk to people in the stores, right? It's like everyone's busy. Everyone's got their life to do. But I truly believe I listen my social media feed. Someone made the claim earlier, I may have an addiction to online. And that's part of what I've been evaluating, the use of my time. But my social media feed is filled with inspiration, filled with spiritual teachers and biblical scholars, documentaries, all sorts of things. There's so much we can learn.
You know, Jack, there's not much difference between me and you. As you know, I cover true crime, right?
Right.
The same concept that you were talking about is exactly what I want to. It's only help people.
I believe that about you, for sure. I've seen that.
And you know, I guess with each thing that you do, it always comes a hurdle. Some are hard, some are not. But I guess you kind of need to make order out of chaos, right? You know, I know that you have your religion. I don't necessarily have mine. But the proof of concept is pretty similar. Dude, thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you for all that what you're doing.
It's what's being done. It is our choices. We're making the choices we're making, right? We're learning our own ways of self-control, of emotional restraint, right? We're all doing our own growing up. But in the end, I do trust there's a God.
But Jack, what if you never grew up? What if you never had that? Well, I wouldn't say life experience. What if you didn't have the due diligence that everybody else had. I mean, that's the entire concept, right? Because if we were all the same, then we would all be hand in hand.
There's obvious diversity all throughout nature, right? You look at the plant life, the animal life, especially look at the oceans, man. Holy cows, there's some creatures in this world, man, that live right here amongst us. So diversity in humans, yeah, it makes sense because we're conscious beings. We were created to nurture and care for this planet, not to exploit it and pollute it and destroy it. We got confused, man. Society got confused back in the old days. And our parents didn't understand what was going on. They lived the life they knew how. And that's what we've been doing too. I used to live the life of,
What do you say that they are confused?
Work till you die, that everything costs money, that we've got to obey in order to be good. Those are partial truths, man. They ain't real.
Isn't that part of society, though? Isn't that a society norm? Eat, sleep.
Society has grown and evolved, but we're alive today. And most of the problems in the world are because of people, selfish people, uncaring people, uneducated people. So let's work together.
To agree with that one.
Actually, it may be miseducated people, sincerely. The conditioning, the subconscious conditioning that is ingrained in children through obeying bells and getting judged by authority, getting graded by authority, this pass and fail bullshit. It teaches children to obey, not think, not lead, not choose. All these positions of authority, what is a position of authority? It's simply a decision maker. Everyone can be a decision maker. Everyone is a decision maker, but do they make sound choices? I didn't used to. I used to make the choice to go to the liquor store every couple of days and sit on my couch after work and drown my mind and numb myself in the warm burn of some whiskey. Man, that was nice. And I was killing myself.
That's why I got that sweet spot as well. But
it's a temptation, but we need to be cautious and wise with all of our choices. And we're not cautious and wise in all of our choices if we're just following routines. It's really easy to pick up these habits, these bad, unhealthy habits. And then it's like, I think Cara said, we have a relationship with it. And it's like, are you willing to love the thing enough to let it go? That's powerful love. Love your problems, love your addictions, love all the pains and all the enemies. Love them enough to let them go. Because once they go, they can be transformed.
You know, there used to be this experiment. I'm not sure if I say it right or not. With these monkeys on an island, there were two species of chimps, I think, on one island and then also on the other. So they did this experiment with potatoes. They dropped them in the sand and they were all muddy. And then this one chimp decided to clean it in the ocean. Then automatically, when they dropped those potatoes on the other side, they directly did the same thing. Now, you have to wonder why that is. And some say it might be a ley lines or this natural connection that species have with each other. But I think that, we have been raised by fear. I think mostly that, because fear controls. I mean, my man, I've been living outside the system for several years, and maybe that's why I feel that peace. I don't pay any well, if I need to, then I pay my healthcare. It depends if I need to go to the doctor or not. Mostly my acid reflux medication, folks. But I am not signed in anywhere. I can live basically anywhere that I want. I pay my well, if I can, and if I want to, then I pay my rent in cash. I'm basically non-existent. I do have a passport, but that's it. Sweetest thing ever, because I can do whatever I want without any repercussion. And it sounds stupid, but it suits me. Plus, I'm an introvert. I can be if I want, but the world is a scary place. I do not like it, and that is why I do my due diligence. I guess I'm making my own effort of making a difference, but I don't expect to be, I don't know, sensational or solving every case that I investigate. But the only thing that I can do is try, and I think that you're the same thing. Is that you are so passionate about what you believe in, is that you want to reflect that. Unless I'm wrong.
No, it's true. The things I learned, I found them to be very helpful. And the people I learned from, they appear to be very credible. And the things I learned from the people I found to be credible have been proven to work. Transformational science, or the science of transformational technology. We are the technology that transforms. But the ego mind, the patterns of consciousness, the patterns of thought and identity that we've become, it takes over.
Mm-hmm.
And the ego edges God out. Here's my concept of God. I said God is everything, but if you bring into the experience, you have to consider the aspect of consciousness. Okay? We have to consider the aspect of mind and perception. We're limited in what we're aware of. That's where our ignorance is found, is in the limits of our awareness and of our consciousness. But who we are at the true essence, we're made of the body, right? But beyond the body, there is a personality and a character and a spirit of who we are. It's an energy. That was the other thing. My life really started changing when I followed the advice of Tesla, right? Look at the world with the thoughts of frequency, energy, and vibration. So if you consider who we are beneath the skin and the meat suit and all the organs and stuff, awareness, from the childhood, from the early child to the, successful adult to the old age, we're the awareness of being. And consciousness is the unchanging witness. It's eternal and unbound by physical limitations. That's who I believe we are.
If you would lay down in more simpler terms, and I'm putting you up for that challenge because I think it would be interesting.
I appreciate it.
Pretend that you are me.
Yeah.
How would you want to make a difference? And I'm not saying change the world, but how would you change? Forget all the true crime stuff. Let's just say that you're a layperson. How would you want to change the world without any religion?
I want to help the truth be set free. I want to create what's that?
No, sorry. I thought that was it. I didn't mean to interject.
Well, to explain that, to set the truth free, I want to create a team. a movement. Let's organize together and find out how can we overcome the secrets and lies. Because the secrets and lies have driven mankind insane. So insane, they think it's okay to send their children off to wars.
But then, Jack, what is the truth?
The truth is God. The truth is that which is. That which is reveals the truth. And the truth
Now,
is just an idea.
now explain this. You didn't understand that, Simon. Damn it. Explain this, what you just said, in a layout terminology that is non-religious. And what do you consider the truth?
How do you do that? Non-religious.
That's a test.
Well,
That's what I'm curious about.
the challenge, though, is I don't have a clear definition of religious. Okay, but I'm pointing at now. What I'm pointing at now is the idea of consciousness and the awareness of the energetic qualities of the truth. Because
God
light.
is
Because what?
Consciousness. So God is consciousness.
The supreme mind, the one divine mind that brings forth the planets and everything. That's yes.
It would have sufficed with consciousness, but now you say supreme, so now I need to ask that. And what is so supreme? Because I thought that we were made. Well, that's not fair because I was not gonna make it religious as all. But anyways, let's make it religious and say because I always thought that we were made in God's image. So His image is equal, right? So why does that make Him supreme?
He's the original. He's the source.
So
It's just like looking in the mirror. You see the reflection in the image in the mirror, but it's not you. It's the appearance of you. It's an image of you.
What if He did not want that? Why are we not all equal? Maybe that is the test.
I believe in the eyes of God, we are all equal. Or from God's perspective, we are nothing. We are just a little momentary blips in the time and the story of creation. We are so insignificant, yet we were created for this time so that we could direct the future of mankind and the direction of here on earth together.
I am willing to believe in a God that is not on a hierarchy.
Okay. Oh, beautiful. Brings us back to relationship.
Oh God. What did that
You
do?
did it, Frank.
Perfect. Because we want there to be no separation from God and ourselves. Loosely, for me, God is that which is behind everything. It's from God that everything comes forth. So my goal has been to be comfortable with that which is. That which is for me is different yet similar to that which is for you. Right? The day-to-day conditions, the biology, the genetics were different yet similar and the same.
I wonder, like a couple of years, not a couple of years ago, thousands of years ago. I wonder if I was in Jesus's shoes, that if I were to write something that people would interject as wisdom, then I wonder, and then there's nothing wrong with religion, obviously, but I wonder, like, if his name wasn't Jesus, what if his name was Frank or Franciscus? I wonder if, and I try to place myself in those shoes, that what if he was so wise to give the people the exact common knowledge as you are preaching right now? And I don't know. in my mind's eye, I would have need to been there or understand the old language in order to get an interpretation of actually what went going on. At least that's my logic. I never was there, and therefore it's not a fable. It's just words. That's what it is. And I understand that people interpret it that way and pass it on lineage after lineage. But there's that book is fake. Maybe someone, just saying maybe that someone who wanted to take advantage of something to create like a monarchy or a kingdom. Take Constantinople, for example. There's a lot of religion. I think the Second Testament, can't really remember. But there's a lot of paganism in there as well. So, see, the thing is that history is written by the victor. And what if the richest, most wealthiest people use that religion to build their kingdom? And is it really wisdom, or is the foolishness of people believing in something without critical thinking? Because obviously, I had at school, well, not obviously, you don't know that, but when I was in high school, we had a class called a religion, what like once a week. We learned about different religions. And I always wondered why. Because I never learned that in like preschool, and from there on, I always got to a school. I always went to a school where we're not taught religion. They call it a basic school here, literal interpretation. But I don't know. I think that it's really important to, without the knowledge that there is someone out there with a hierarchy that you necessarily give your allegiance to or your sacrifice. What is what do we have to offer, like on the contrary for that? We have these massive religions. Sure, you have atheism, but we do not have like a religion for non-religious people. And I think each people or each person being their own, I think they should decide by themselves by starting off with a blank slate. But that is me wishful thinking, because you know I don't know if there's a God out there. And the thing that is, I guess, bothering me most about Christianity, whatever religion, is that hierarchy. Because I rather believe in a God that doesn't have that hierarchy, that doesn't think that he's better than me. And that's why I said I rather believe in equality and a God that made me his image because he wanted to.
How about recognize that there is a supreme intelligence that's beyond what we are? I mean, we've been studying physics and chemistry and thermodynamics and all of this shit, and all that is, it's explanations of what the universe has shown. So we're pattern identification machines. There's an intelligence that's far greater than you or me. We can access the higher intelligence. And when I'm saying higher intelligence, it's not a hierarchy, it's a fact. We're fucking stupid. Humanity is stupid for living in this immoral society that enables poverty and at the same time as paying for wars, profiting from wars. It's criminal activity that's happening in the mainstream news. We all know about it. Why do we allow it? That's the question I've been asking.
Because of greed.
I overcame my own greed. And greed is the selfish beast that we must all overcome. And it's
And
easy to
then what?
overcome. It's easy to overcome the beast when
Then
you
what is
give
the
your
hurdle that we're battling, Jack? Because I think you just mentioned it.
So, Jack, I think it's because of tolerance. You know, in the Bible, it talks about tolerance. In the book of Revelations, I can't remember which church it is, but it says, you know, here's the good things that you've done, but one thing that you've done is tolerate. I don't remember. Do you remember which church that was? And that was this. It's kind of like, oh, things that we don't agree with. I'm not going to name anything because I don't want to get into a heated argument with
sure,
anybody.
sure.
But things that I don't agree with, I still love you and I still care about you as a human being. But I'm not going to tolerate, and you're not going to force me to have that opinion the same as yours because I can't really say it without saying it, but I'm not going to. But we tolerate a lot of things. We as Christians, I say not all Christians are good. We as people with morals, we tolerate a lot of things just because we don't want to have that argument, or just because let's just stay worshiping God on the sideline right here and not say anything about all these people, 3% of the population who are taking over things. When that's what we're doing, is we're being tolerant.
Yep, I agree.
It's a bullshit factor.
There's,
Say that.
there,
I'm not religious. It's fine.
well, the tolerance, there's a fine line there, because I agree. I've had a poor opinion of churches most of my life. Since I've dedicated myself to learning, I found some very inspiring churches as well. But throughout history, religions have been used as coping mechanisms for the masses while they suffered through the oppression of the kings and queens and the pharaohs, and now it's the oligarchy of the corporate and United States. It's
Hold on, Jack. Sorry for interrupting you, but before I forget this, you said there are some interesting churches that preach some interesting things, but shouldn't it be equal? That would show the. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, any church, any organization, any government, it's made up of people, right? And people are good and bad in every organization. We got to realize that.
Sorry, I thought that you said good.
I thought he was
you said good
say
and
the
bad.
same thing.
You said good and bad. I was like good and bad. I was like, okay, I'm religious
I
now.
thought he was. Yeah, I heard it too.
No, people are good. There's a mix. There's a mix, especially in the world we live today. With the idea of people using the churches as they enable each other's misery, right? They pray for each other and they sympathize, share sympathy and pity with each other, but then they go share condemnation and judgment with other people. It's missing the mark. It's missing the point.
Yeah, we
The
do.
judgment.
Okay, that's really fair for you to say. So so my understanding is that you said organizations, and I already know enough because you're your own individual, and I'm not saying that you want to have your own religion, but you think that you could do it better, and I think that's really wise because you would do it and preach it in your own way. I think that's fair enough to say.
The solution I see is when we stop fighting, we can each look at the facts. We can look at the facts and hopefully come to an agreement on the facts that we're reviewing. If we need to define the meanings of the facts, we can work towards that. But if we look at the same facts together, we might have different perspectives, but we should be able to find agreement, right? So this is what I'm suggesting is a solution for the world. we overcome the dependence upon the money system and we start relying on ourselves and each other honestly through transparent administration, through transparent oversight, we've got everything we need right here today in America. America, even with the incompetent, the current people who are there, we could start with that. But we've got everything we need to lead the world into peace and reforms. And my note today was about a focus on peace will find peace. A focus on profits and economic and selfishness, that will find wars. But when we have peace, for me, peace is all I care about in my own life. There's been a lot of people who started a lot of battles with me. I want peace in my life. I want peace in the world because I found it for myself. And I've been learning the past few days, like I said, I don't know, as I said, my social media feeds me a lot of positive and encouraging messages. And one of the messages recently had to do with the astrology and the calendar of today, that these last few days of May are kind of another transitionary period for the divine spark within us to awaken so that we can feel the peace of knowing the relationship with ourselves and the divine. Once we invite the divine to be with us, we'll share it, I'm sure. And it's the truth. The truth has a power that is divine. Welcome back, Dennis. And how are you today, brother?
I'm very well. How is everyone?
We've
Good. Hey,
had,
Denison.
I think we had great conversations again. Frank tried communicating with Illumitami as well as another of our friends. I think it was Andy who was here earlier too, right?
I'm so sorry if I scared him away. That was totally not my intention.
I'm pretty sure
I think Tommy gets scared easy.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he may have invited you as well to join him on his channel, his stream. I don't know if he's or not.
Oh, he's a good guy.
He is.
I've wanted to be on Tommy's stream. I think I've only done it once before, and it just ended right when I got there.
That's happening here again today, because I was actually just getting ready to pull the plug and to call the last words.
Oh well.
I appreciate you, my friend.
My last words are bye.
Blessings to you. Today, for the viewers, I don't have it set to go visit Illumitami, but for those who are interested, man, he is entertaining sometimes, especially if you're not.
I will hop on there.
What's that?
I will hop on there.
Good. Go check him out. Can I ask one of the mods, if you wouldn't mind, drop in Tommy's stuff for us? And I did set this to raid the viewers over to OTW News. I saw he started streaming. He's moving into the time slot, someone pointed out from the chat. So I'll forward us over there.
By the way, Jack, I send you back to Discord because I made a new one.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Okay. Yes, you said you were looking for me. I saw that comment. But... All right. We'll connect. Thank you, Frank. Any last words from you?
Just take care. It was lovely talking to you again. Thank you.
You as well. Blessings to you, brother. Kara.
Yeah.
I asked you and then I forgot. Kara with the hard A. Thank you, Kara.
Absolutely. And I wanted to say, I do watch your channel quite often, and no matter what people say to you, and some people can be kind of rude, But you always keep the peace and you always keep a steady, calm voice, and I appreciate that.
Oh, blessings. Thank you. Thank you. I
Mhm.
appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I know it's not always, but I'll receive your intentions. Thank you so much, Kara.
Me
Whoops.
up. No, no, it's okay. Thank you for having me up.
Thank you. Blessings. Brothers and sisters, all who joined today on the panel or in the chat or tuned in at a later time, blessings and thank you. This life we're living, it's ours. It's yours. The life you are living is yours. Your future is up to you. What does your heart desire? I went through a lot of years of my life listening to my mind and ignoring my heart because I didn't have time. I didn't have time to listen to my heart or to worry about these things I care about. I got work to do. So I told myself. And God showed me I was a fool. See, in my choices of following along in the American dream, I was in misery. I was impoverished internally. I was absent peace, absent joy, absent love, but I found it. And it's really as simple as surrender. That's all you got to do. You got to surrender your hate. You got to surrender your bitterness. You got to surrender your excuses and your, you got to surrender. Surrender to allow the divine spark to grow within you, because there is a divine spark. It's eternally present with you through your life. It's there today. It's there right now. So what I encourage you to do, if you're willing to try, go silent. Capture the space in your mind. Watch for the pause in between the thoughts and allow that to grow. And in the silence, recognize the difference between your heart, the voice and the tone from your heart, the loving answers from the divine. Search for those, not the limiting ones, not the cruel voice, not the selfish voice. It's insane. You can set yourself free. You have the path. You have the key for you. And I want you to know God, to know love, to know peace, to know joy, to know freedom like I feel. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to wrap it up there. Like I said it to forward the viewers over. And for those who don't want to go there, I'm sorry, but till next time. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Thank you again, and God bless you all. Peace.